Yes, a clay pot under one arm. She wore simple clothes, faded blue and brown. On her face, she wore a mask. Mm, Not a ceremonial mask, not the kind worn during festival to invoke ancestors or to honor the gods. No, no, no. This was a plain wooden mask, smooth and dark, carved to fill the shape of a face without revealing it. There were holes for eyes, a stare for the mouth. It covered her directly. She found a small hut at the edge of the village and that stood empty since old Nana Efua has passed the previous dry season, and she settled in quietly, like a bird choosing a branch without making a sound. The villager called her Nana, whether there was her real name or there was not, but she answered it and it stuck. Now, in any community, a stranger is watched, questioned, and asked. Judgments are made, sometimes with kindness, sometimes not. In Okuku village, most people simply stare. Some whisper. A few children ran up close to peer at her and then scatter, shrinking with a mixture of fear and delight. But Nana paid none of them much mist. She fetched her water. Nana fetched her water. She tended her small garden of pepper and bitter leaf. She traded small craft in the market, bracelets woven from dry grass, clay beads parted in action and white. And yet, her presence disturbs everyone. Unsettled to certain kind of person about a mystery they cannot solve. Nana, in her wooden mask, was a mystery walking. Then enter Eta. If Okuku has a shadow, Eta was it. He was a tall man, broad-shouldered, with a voice that carries to the far end of the market without effort. Yes, without effort. Eternity has a cycle. Men and boys who laugh when he laughs, who went quiet when he went quiet. They follow him through the village like a shadow and future and green lane. The day after Nana arrived, Eternity noticed her at the water point. She was lowering her pot into the wall with careful hands, her holding marks in the light. He watched her for a moment, then he turned to his companion and grieved. What kind of spirit has wandered into our village? He called out, loud enough for the whole market to hear. Is she too ugly for the sun to see her face? Or is the face too frightening for the rest of us? Laughter scattered, nervous, then louder as eternity keep going. Maybe she was cursed. They don't know. Maybe she is cursed, another said. Nana did not turn around. She lifted her pot, settled it in her head, and walked away. This is how eternity anger. Anger! The mocking did not stop. If anything, it grows. Eternity made Nana his favorite subject. He invented story about her, that she has been banished from her home village from witchcraft. She has been struck with a disease that rooted her feet. She has worn the marks because the god has cursed her. For stealing from a shrine, none of it was true. All of it spread. Children who had at first been merely curious now grow afraid. Women who might have invited Nana to sweet with them at the market now move away when she approached. Even some of the older men who now have been known begin to mutter that maybe it was not healthy to let a masked stranger settle among them. Nana bore it all with stillness. Yes, with stillness, and was not either extraordinary patient or extraordinary pain. But not everyone in Okuku follow eternity leads. The chief's son named Ima. Ima was young, perhaps well trained with his father's eyes, and most importantly, his father fairness. He has grown up watching his father settle disputes. Yes, watching his father testing disputes. One afternoon, he came upon Nana at the stream. She was struggling. Her pot was heavy. The back to the village was deep and wintry. One of the stripe on her carrying a cloth flip. She had set the pot down and was trying to fashion a repair with her fingers, the marks making it difficult to see clearly. Most people who passed there simply walked on, one or two look. But Ima said, "Let me help you." And that was how Ima helped her to fix it. He walked in silence for a few minutes, his hand shaded. He lifted the pot and carried it up the hill for her, all the way to the door. And he said, "Bye bye." Nana stood at her doorway for a long moment after he was gone. Sometimes, in the quiet of that moment, shifted. When the harvest festival came, Okuku transformed. The market square was swept clean and decorated with palm fronds and a bright colored children playing. The chief sat on a ceremonial stool beneath a great canopy of kente wood. He was older. Nana came to the festival. This surprised the people. A few of them have expected she would stay away, knowing how unwelcome she felt. But she came quietly, stood near the edge of the gathering and watched. Perhaps it was drink in the land. Perhaps it's the crowd behind him laughing that made him restless. Perhaps it was simply he has never managed this kind of risks. For a while, nothing happened. The dances were performed, the drum played, the liberation was poor. The king crossed the square and eternity, tonight, eternity announced to the people around his audience, "We solved the great mystery of Okuku. What is behind the marks?" Eternity reached towards Nana's face, and Nana caught his wrist. The laughter stopped. She held his wrist not violently but firmly, with a certainty that surprised him. He has expected her to flinch. He has expected her to run. She did never. "You want to see what is behind this man," she said. Her voice was no longer quiet. "Then I will show you." And in the sudden, absolute silence of the festival, with the drum still, with the dancer frozen, with the chief leaning towards his tools, Nana raised both hands to the edge of the wooden marks and she took it off. The face behind the marks was beautiful. Not merely beautiful, beautiful in a way that pleases people. Beautiful in a way they never expected. Ah, that makes a person forget what they were about to say. High cheekbone, a face that the market have not seen before. "My name," said the woman who has become Nana all this while. "My name is Funke." The chief made the sound low, involuntary. "I am the daughter of Chief Okuku," she said. "I was taken from this village when I was 7 years old, stolen in the night by men who thought a chief daughter would bring a high price. I grew up far from here. I searched for years to find my way back." The chief rose from his stool. His old legs carried him forward, instantly with something that was not weakness. "When I came back," Princess Nana continued, "I did not come back as a princess. I came back as a stranger, with a covered face, to learn what kind of village I was returning to learn what kind of people my people has become." She looked at eternity. "I learned that some of you," she said, "we mock a person you know nothing about. We invent stories to justify your cruelty." She paused. "But I also learned something else." Her eyes moved and found the chief's son standing at the edge of the crowd. "I learned that kindness still lives here, that there are those among you we will stoop on a hill when someone is struggling and asks nothing in return? Who will carry a stranger's water and not wait to be thanked? Who will look at a covered face and see a person? The chief's tongue stood still. His ear, in that moment, has likely returned a shade darker. That kindness, say Nana, is what told me I could come home. The chief reached his daughter. He took her face in both hands, the face he has mourned for 16 years, the face he has nearly stopped believing he will ever see again. The village wept with him. I have failed, he said. A chief protects his people. He also shapes his people. And I did not shape you well enough when it comes to how you treat those who stand cycle of comfort. From that day, there is a new law in Okuku. No person shall be judged by why they look, but where they come from, by what they carry on their face or on their back. We will judge them by their character. As for those who have caused harm, the chief said, and in all of you will be punished. Eternity. Eternity opened his mouth as if to object. Then he looked at Princess Nana standing behind her father with her wooden marks held in the hand. And he closed his mouth. The story of Okuku is not really about princess in disguise. It's not about the dramatic review of the festival or the punishment added to a kaneke or the wedding. It's about a much quiet question that the story behind all of this. It's about what you do when there's no one watching. When a person is from you, has nothing or status, no beauty, no wealth, no power, and you have no reason to be kind, expect kindness is own towards you. Most of us will never wear a wooden mask. Most of us will never have a princess standing at the other side of cruelty. But some of us every single day meet people we can dismiss, people we can walk past on the hill, people we cannot help. Please start helping without knowing. If you like this story, bye.